to Prime Data, where data informs. My name is Dennis Kuria, a data analyst at Fortress Analytics.
Yeah, and my name is Alan Sindani, a data analyst at Fortress Analytics. Thank you and welcome.
So, today we shall be looking at the sentiment analytics for what happened yesterday. We were able to analyze more than 160,000 comments with more than 1,600 posts just for yesterday on February 15th. So, maybe Alan, can you try to tell us what were the major events yesterday?
Yeah, so yesterday we looked at the major events. Actually, we were mourning as a country. It was the day that we were burying ex-minister Nyachaye. It's also the day that Kenya lost a very great senator, Senator Yusuf Haji, who was the chairman of the Building Bridges Initiative, as well as the Garissa senator. So we'll be looking at the events in around Nyachaye's burial, as well as Yusuf Haji's death, who was also buried yesterday. And unfortunately, towards the end of the day, we also lost another MP, the Member of Parliament for Bonchari constituency. So we'll be looking at events in and around those three main functions that happened yesterday.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yesterday was a sad day in Kenya where we had two profile burials happening in the same day. So let's just look what was the main conversation in social media, and what were the key issues, what were people talking about, what were people positive or negative about. On the positive, people talked positively about Kambua, and again, they were condoling her because of the newborn that she had and died. It was a sad moment.
Yeah, the child just died a day after being born, yeah. And I think people are sympathizing with Kambua.
Yeah. On the negative, I can see people were also talking, like some of the sentiments was about Haji, of course, because he had just died and was being buried the same day. But also interestingly, Ruto and BBI were in the negative yesterday. Ruto, I think what the reason as to why he is in the negative is that he is receiving a lot of sympathy comments.
Yeah, because we saw most of his allies being arrested yesterday, and
for no reason.
There was a reason, I believe, because the member of parliament for South Mugirango, Honorable Silvana Sosoro, was arrested, and he was held up at Keroka police station until the function was over, on allegation that he was planning for the youth to heckle people at the burial. And I believe that is reason enough, because we didn't see any heckling in the function, as opposed to previous functions where we've been seeing heckling, and in fact the MP himself starting a fight. So we really cannot say that it was for no reason, but Ruto seemingly received sympathy for it.
So one of the things that interested me in the arrest was the police actually tricked Osoro to come outside the stadium for him just to get arrested. And it was actually very interesting. And
we can also see BBI on the negative. People discussed BBI on the negative yesterday because you see, in Nyachaye's burial, it was a ban to discuss politics. It was said that let's not discuss politics. But we saw the Right Honorable Raila Odinga talking about BBI. When he finished his speech, he said he's not going to talk politics, but he said BBI. So people are like, it was a protest. Why are you talking BBI and it's no politics today?
Yeah, I think it was in bad taste. Personally, my opinion was that was a bad taste, because in that burial, no one talked about politics except the former Prime Minister.
Yeah, and on to some of the positive comments from yesterday's conversation. We can see respect, we can see good, congratulations, family. I believe all this is linked to Simeon Nyachaye,
Yeah.
who was a respectful man, and we can also see words like discipline. We even had the president saying that Nyachaye was a disciplined man, not only by words but also by action, that he did what he expected others to do. And that's why you can see such words in the positive.
Yeah, true. And not only discipline, he had self-discipline, I think, which is one of the reasons as to why, as to what led him to be very successful, not only in the political life, but also in the business life. He was a very wealthy businessman, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So, just looking at the analysis yesterday, it was 26% was positive comments, while 21% was negative for the barrio in Kisii. But the major reason is, for those people who are talking positively, they were basically saying the respect or the praises of Simon Nyachaye, while those the people who are in the negative were those people who are mourning with the family.
Yeah.
So I think going ahead, there's also something that caught my eye. People talked about Gideon Moi positively during the burial, and it's actually surprising given the fact that he didn't attend the event. It's actually surprising. He only made some comments, some very positive comments about Simon Nyachaye on how hardworking he was.
You see, Gideon Moi made a comment that it's not a must you steal for you to be successful. And I think that's why Kenyans are happy about him. His comment is an eye-opener that you can be successful without necessarily stealing. Though some people took it as sarcasm. I don't know why.
Okay, yeah. So going ahead to the second event of the day for Yusuf Haji, we were able to analyze over 40,000 comments for this case, just for the period of yesterday. And 41% of these were negative, while 35% were positive. Again, Yusuf Haji was a what we call a statesman, isn't he?
Yeah, he was a great leader, and he's been in service for many years. He is the one among the few people who have been in government since the Kenyatta's time, the Moi's time, the Kibaki's time, and now during the Jubilee administration. So he is a man that the country should really mourn. Yeah,
true. And I think just looking at some of the sentiments that came through for the event, you can see that BBI was mentioned negatively, and same as the former Prime Minister, Raila. Why would that be the case? Why would BBI be mentioned negatively when its chairman or the head, the person who was leading the process, has just died?
For the case of BBI, I want to believe it's that people are like, what next for BBI? And also, Kenyans are mourning that the chairman of BBI, the person who has been spearheading BBI, has gone without seeing the fruits of the same. So that's why you see BBI falling in the negative, because Kenyans are asking now, why wouldn't Haji at least live to see the fruits of BBI?
Yeah. And basically, I think for the case of the former Prime Minister, it's what he did in Kisii. Yeah?
Yeah.
Definitely. That would be the reason. But again, looking at the positives, you can see that people are talking about a servant. So people are talking about how Yusuf was a servant to the people.
Remember, Senator Yusuf Haji started as an administrator in the 70s. He's been in service and he has served very well. We have seen him as the defense minister during the Kibaki administration. He is the one who actually sent our soldiers to Somali to deal with Al-Shabaab. He has been of great service to this country, and that's why he's being mourned as a servant.
Very true. And I can also see beloved, humble leader. So yeah, that just goes to support your sentiments.
All those words describe our senator. And maybe now the discussion that we should have today, we are seeing, or we are rather at a time when Kenya has lost very great leaders. Simeon Nyachaye, a leader who has been there for quite some time.
Yeah.
Serving as a member of parliament, as a minister,
as a provincial commissioner in two of the biggest, or basically biggest provinces.
Yeah, and also Senator Yusuf Haji, who has been there for quite some time. Now, how do you compare these leaders that we've just lost and the leaders we have today? Say, for example, Honorable Silvano Sosoro and Nyachaye. How do you compare the two? We are seeing today we have a kind of leaders who will start fights in functions, who will even be arrested just for there to be peace. And we are seeing leaders like Yusuf Haji, who have actually been on the forefront in advocating for peace. So are these leaders actually dying without passing the good values to the young leaders we have today?
It's actually a nice discussion when you put it that way. And the current crop of leaders that we have, it's actually worrying comparing to the ones who are just there before us. For example, if you try to compare the two you have just said, you can see that one was a peacemaker, while we are not so sure what the other one is. But still, I would say they still have time to learn, because I don't believe anyone was perfect even when they started. So I believe they still have a long way to go. They can still improve themselves as leaders. And I believe that as youths, you make mistakes, but you always learn from them.
That should be a wake-up call, and if they have to learn, they better do it now, because the people to learn from are going. We are seeing Haji is gone, Nyachaye is gone, and the only respect we can give them is to follow in their steps.
Very true. And I think just some of the things what we can learn from these people, especially from both Simon Nyachaye and Yusuf Haji, is that hard work, perseverance, basically is the way to go for success, and also in terms of being humble, being disciplined. Yeah, I think that's the way to go for to get success in life. Or what message do you think this sends to the youth?
I want to pick from the sentiments of the president yesterday in Kisii, where he mourned Nyachaye as a self-disciplinarian, a person who would actually walk his talk, and that's the message we should go. He said that's the message that everybody should take home, and that's the message that we are still sending out, that let's walk the talk, especially for the leaders. Let's say what we do. Let's avoid double speak, for that matter, and because the youth look up to us, and if we go that way, then we'll be heading the right direction as a country. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think in conclusion, all I can say is that we have lost two great leaders and also mentors just yesterday, and it's sad for us as a country, but we have to move on. We have to look ahead, and all we can do, as Alan has just said, is we try to basically respect them, or take lessons from their mentorship in terms of what they did and where they reached. Look for peace and work hard to be able to reach where they were.
Thank you. That's so much for today. Until next time, send us your feedback. We appreciate it.